How you doing, guys? It's LSP, day 31 of my challenge to take 150 to 10k. So it's been a full month, guys, of trading, or just over a month, because obviously we've got like weekend trading, which markets close on Saturday, so we've got to take a few of those days off. But 31 days. I've reached 31 before I go into the trading today, which I've literally just closed out. The balance is now sitting at 140.16. So yeah, so far so good. We after 31 days of trading, we went down, we went up. Initially, when I first started the challenge, I had a little bit of a dip, and then I ground the account up to around about sort of 250, back down to 129, I believe the lowest was. £129, and now back up to around about 140.16. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the results, and obviously, as I've said and I keep saying, and I guess this is going to be the general theme, throughout the time that we spend together, and you guys, going through this, like this kind of journey with me, is there's more emphasis going to be put on the beginning trader, as most people don't have, a lot of money to start trading with. Go through the process of learning to trade, and while they're going through that process, they start with a small amount of money. They blow the account. They start again. They blow the account. And sometimes people stay, sometimes people go. But ultimately, it's geared towards them. It's not geared towards seasoned traders, who have been trading for a long time and have kind of been through that shitty phase of blowing small accounts over and over and over again. I know there's people out there that start with a lot more, and they take big hits. That's gambling, as far as I'm concerned. At least when you start with a small account, there is a little bit of a discipline in that, because you're starting with a small account. You have that kind of idea in your head that trading is risky. I know I could lose money, and just as well as I know that I can make money. So I'm starting small, and I'm going to see how I get on. Do you know what I mean? Whereas somebody who starts with a larger amount of money, maybe a little bit overzealous, overconfident, and end up taking a hit, which is much more psychologically damaging than somebody who takes a hit on a smaller account. So trading for today, guys, pretty simple. Again, I keep saying it over and over again that this is the one trade that I absolutely love, and I when I see it, I'm in. I don't even think, straight in. We've had this marked off for a while now. This 90.50 level, which is still on the cards for me. Firmly believe that we're going up there, and obviously, if the dollar's going up there, then the euro is going to be coming, down here, the 122.05. This is the area where I believe we're going to be reaching for, and because of that, I'm looking for any reason to effectively get short until, and I won't go into it now, but until something happens on the either the 4-hour or the daily, in terms of market structure, shift to to bullish, which I just can't see it right now. We're in the lower portion of the entire range from here to here. We're in the bottom third of that range now, the bottom quarter of that range. So, we just need one more last little push down to 122 again. And I'll say this again: it doesn't change the structure of the bullishness of euro. Even if it does come down here and starts to fill in this inefficiency down here a little bit, it still doesn't change the fact that the weekly and the monthly are bullish. Which is what a lot of traders make mistakes in that respect. They think that just because we've had a move down here, a little bit of a sideways action, for example, and then it breaks down, that's bearish. All of a sudden, and everybody's piling in to go short. So it's about patience. It's about sticking to higher time frame models, and higher time frame biases, and remembering that it takes a long time for the weekly and the monthly to switch bias, to change direction. It takes a long time. So just bear that in mind. So with all that said, you can see, I'll go to the 15, it's a little bit easier to see. And I took these entries close together, and I took the exits close together. So you'll notice that it's kind of all mangled up. And it's a little bit, maybe if I go down to the 1 minute. Yeah, there we go. It's just going to be a little bit easier to show you on the 1 minute. So I'll show you the context first. You can see that I've marked off this area here, and price came back up into this area, and now we're getting some movement lower. I'll take that off for now, so you can just see it a bit cleaner. We had a move up, down, we've come back up, we've broken the the high of the day. So we challenged the high of the day here, you know, and it had two choices. It could either go further up, taking out, excuse me, taking out Monday's high, but it didn't. It's, you know, started to kind of grind lower. This is a very efficiently traded price action. You know, it's staying within a range. It's very, very controlled. It's up and down, you know, and here's the first kind of indication that we could potentially be going lower, okay? But all of my attention goes to Monday's low at the time, not here, but Monday's low at the time, because if we clear this by a decent margin, then any retest of this low, we'll do that. Any retest of this low is a short for me, you know, based on the direction that we're going and based on the bearish bias that we have, or short-term bearish bias that we have. So this was the first indication. We've had a minor retracement or minor pullback, or minor rally, as we say, and kind of rolled over, and we've got this really nice strong push down. Okay, now this strong push down was pre-news. You know, so you can see it was at, it says here it's 2 o'clock, but it's not, it's 1 o'clock because this is Central European time on my platform. So it's about half an hour before the news was released for the dollar, okay, which is high impact news. And then there's a speaker as well who was going to be yapping his mouth. So nice move down, you know, at 2:15. I'm watching this live, obviously, so I can see the little whipsaws going up and down. And then we get this really nice strong push up, just basically on news release at 1:30 GMT time, and it actually went up here first before. I'm trying to think which way I did this. Yeah, it went up here first. It was bouncing around a little bit, and then on the second run up, because I missed the first initial entry, I was trying to get an entry up here on the first push up, and it never gave it to me, so it went all the way down, and I was like, fine, I've missed the move. You know, if it goes back up there on a second attempt, then I'll take it. If not, I'm going to leave it be. Which it did, obviously. So I took this entry first. The first entry was taken here, and then I put 2 sell limit orders here and here, which they were both tagged. Almost no drawdown on this position, and it's been, you know, it went in favor a little bit, then it retraced all the way back up, and then obviously this was the candle where we had a really nice push lower, all, you know, all on the premise of you know, bullish dollar, bearish euro or euro USD. And then I've kind of scaled out. I'll go to the 1 minute. It's so much easier to show you the scaling. But the first position, not the first, but the first position that I took off was the last position that I entered, which was at just shy of 19 or 20 pips, give or take. The second position that I closed out was the second position that I opened, which was about 23 pips. And then the last position that I exited was the first position that I opened around about 17 pips or so. And if you go to the account balance or the account history, you can see which one was taken out first. This one here. So we had a 1, we got, is that right? Yeah, so that was the last position taken. Yes, yeah, so, okay. So I made, you know, £1.97 on the first one, £2.32 on the second one, and £1.74 on the third. So that's what, 4, almost 5, 5.99, 5.99. Do you know what? Sorry guys, my maths is shit. how embarrassing. Give me a second. It's just be easier to just look at it on my phone because it just gives me the total. Yeah, £6.90 basically for the day, which I'm happy with. You know, so far we had a plus £8 plus an £8 plus day yesterday, almost £7 today. You know, I'm happy with that. You know, it's a good start to the week. And again, just gonna be patient. Just gonna wait for these opportunities to present themselves, and you know, go with the biases. I just want to say something else as well. So that's all obviously the trading, but I want to go into the Aussie dollar, which I made a mention of this on Twitter, just basically saying that I think it's going to be down at 77.60, and I still firmly believe that. So just keep an eye on this one. Again, this is not trade advice, guys. I've said this many times. It's my own personal journey. I'm just showing you guys, obviously, what I'm doing. You know, and we're just trying to pull something off, which is pretty cool. But you know, just keep an eye on this area. I don't trade Aussie USD. Rarely. I think I maybe over the last couple of years probably traded it, you know, 10 times. Say I don't. It's not my go-to stock basically. Go-to pair. So you know, but at least I do like to monitor them. Just keep an eye on things. and brush up on my price action skills. And then obviously the pound Japanese yen, still believe we're on the cards for 146.90, just looking for a really nice spot to get into this. But as you can see at the minute, we are stuck in a messy consolidation. And then we've got this shit to go through as well. So I'm looking for a really strong push lower and then maybe a retracement or a rally into an area where I believe we're going to get a nice little trade. And then I'll enter this at 146.90 with the ultimate target being 146.90. So there you have it, guys. All right, so that's day 31. I've had an opportunity to do this earlier today because I'm not at work. So that's that, and I will catch up with you guys in the next review video, which is probably going to be tomorrow now, day 32. So this is day 31. 32 is going to be tomorrow, and I will speak to you guys then. All right, take care. Have a great trading week, or the rest of it. Have a great rest of the trading week, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.